Triggered Joe Britson.
All right, let's go.
Boom! To try to get a matchup with a gunner. Oh, goes the win! Francis in gunner!
So this is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow, it looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow!
It's very rare.
What a finish! Another one.
Really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out? Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get to It's a knockout!
Oh my
It's a knockout!
And he's closing in, trying to finish it, and it's over!
Because I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Brock is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it!
Punch me right in the face, man.
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Piercing. All right, other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
For his opponent to be quicker on the canvas.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby.
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Wow! How good is this?
Finish him!
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just if you become a pansy or not. That's in the Book of Earl. I think
Not surprised, motherfuckers.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
gotta be very careful.
What's up, trash talkers? What's going on, Gruntworks Nation? Sorry we're a couple minutes late because Muffin Fingers back there is leaving true to his name and doesn't know how to just press the live button. But anyways, here we are. It's Friday, and we're going to talk fights. We're going to talk football, and I'm not nearly as half in the bag as I was last week.
Let's go.
I got my guy Damien watching on Big Earl saying, did my guy win last week? I don't know, did he? Like,
Who'd you pick, Damien?
He doesn't remember. He said I picked somebody by submission.
That's the best left tackle you ever had.
Yeah, that's.
I thought you saw him. I didn't.
That's just how us Wisconsin guys roll, man. We don't know what the hell we said last Friday.
Lookout blocks. I know you did. I would have.
Yeah, hell yeah, he did.
I'd have
Yeah,
done
we
it
know
too.
who you are. We know who you are. But anyways, yeah, we kind of took our lumps last week in UFC.
Who did?
Yeah.
Bobby did. Fucking Green.
Yeah, Bobby Green.
We were perfect going into the main event.
Yep.
And once a day, and he wins by knockout in the first round
With a jab.
Yeah, we had like a
Jab.
yeah, lots
It was
of
more
jab.
like, but I tell you, it was like a hyper short cross jab. Like it wasn't quite a jab because he had it back midway. And
Still
he
not
was
enough
like,
to
"Oh, you're gonna
keep
leave your
knocked
face
out."
right there? You're gonna leave your face right there? Okay."
Yeah.
Tink.
Yes, that's when Nick and I watched $700 just go up in flames.
Yeah, in flames.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
bro,
So
I was there. I killed him last night with the Chiefs.
yeah, the Chiefs with an
I had
remarkable
Mahomes
half-point
rushing
cover.
over
Nice.
20. throwing over 275, the under 52, Chiefs to cover 6.5, and Rashee Rice over 40 yards. And they all hit. Thanks, FanDuel, and you for all my money you've taken.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, again, we always say that if you don't have the money, don't gamble. All right, because you're gonna lose in the long run. Right, you're gonna have some winning seasons. I've had some winning seasons, and I'm on a 4-year football winning season, but I've had some seasons where I lost my $500 season money in the first 2 fucking weeks. Like it's like shit. So no, it's all right. This is what happens. I remember I was drunk one time betting with Damien, and he stopped. Like, he had a bookie, and he stopped like taking my bets. I think he was betting them himself.
Yeah, especially with the fight, when you're gambling in the fight world, one lucky punch fucking ruins everything. And when the curse of gambling, Bobby fucking Green comes in.
Yeah, Damien. Glenn got knocked out first round, Damien. Sorry, Bill.
So yeah, Damien, your pick didn't win. Try harder this
week. You bet against the Dobes? You bet against Drew Dober? No.
Oh wow, no, yeah, Dobes is our guy. No. Yeah, you don't bet against the Dobes. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, there you go. So just listen to the fight picks so closely. Just listen to the fight picks. All right, stick around till the end. I don't care if you care about my Big Earl's NFL locks, even though I've been winning money every fucking week. So I was 2 for 3 on my 2 for 3 on the locks last week, and I was 1 for 3 money line upsets, 2 for 3 money line covers on the upset. So it was it worked out. Atlanta finally won a game in the fourth quarter. That was the first in 5 years. But anyways, I said stick around to the end of this because Bill and Joe will give you the locks and parlays and the DraftKings sleeper, and they're usually spot fucking on. So just pay attention to it. And another disclaimer: if you don't have money, don't bet. We got Pine Island, Florida. What's up, Ricky Hoder? All right, so hey, Ricky, thanks for chiming in, and make sure you give us some of your expert picks on the fight show. Okay, see that little QR code up there? That's to our store. All right, we got the originals that Joe and I are wearing, the baseball shirts. All right, we got the white and the black and the gold there, and then Bill's wearing our logo signature shirt, the Dumpster Fire.
Since it's the NFL season, I wore my Steelers colors to signify the choke the Baltimore Ravens cost me last week. Jesus, did anyone see the end of that game?
Yeah. Oh, gross. I had Ravens money line in one of my parlays. And
pump block for a safety. Then they kick off. Pittsburgh fumbles, and Lamar/MVP gets the ball on the 4 and throws a pick, gets no points. Then they throw one to Pickens. So all of a sudden, the Steelers are on top, even though they've scored 5 points the entire game. And Lamar has the ball, 40 seconds. What's he do? Fumble it in the hands of TJ Watt for a touchdown. Sorry, I'm triggered. I couldn't help it.
Yeah, as I said. So we got with us today VTT's Trigger Joe, as you can see. And then we got our new nickname. This is his 3rd nickname on the show. We got Sergeant Hulka, our big toe. All right, who, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you have a very, very young mother-in-law staying with you. And
no, she's not very young.
And you're really excited about it. And your skin didn't just turn really red because you're like, no way to
behave yourself.
Because Tampa's getting ready to throw hands.
Here it comes.
She's going to take a flight to El Paso and put you in your mouth.
What? I'm complimenting her. So, but anyways, no. Let's just get right into it. And again, these guys are going to give you their locks and parlays and the DraftKings
them down and walk away.
Now, I picked for Stacks, and our thoughts and prayers are with Stacks as her weak chief has succumbed, and she's actually in the hospital. So, Stacks, we love you. We're praying for you. Hope that you get better. But I'm the only one to win a point last week when I picked for her. So, I'm just going to put that out there. The Big Earl was the only one to win. But don't listen to me, even though I was the only one to win last week. I'm going to keep saying I was the only one to win last week. But, yeah, just pay attention to those guys. They're smarter. All right. Let's get after it. We have a bantamweight fight, which are my favorite fights because these guys are 130 pounds of shit. Okay, and you got Rodriguez at 9-1 versus Siam at 9-0. Now, when I look at these two pretty guys, like they're pretty. You know what I'm saying? I'm like they're just good looking dudes, and it reminded me of Zoolander. Okay, so I'm Yeah, I'm going to call this fight a draw because neither of them could turn left. Okay, so it's like they just kept going around in a circle with each other and couldn't hit each other because none of them could go the other way. So I'm calling a draw in a Zoolander no left turn style. Now, I'm going to give this one to Joe because Bill's not tracking this yet, but Joe's got 2 chances to get points this week because his fight was canceled. So, Joe, this is your fight.
That's fair. That's fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a reward to me trading Cutelaba out for this one because I was pretty sure on the last one where I was going to go. But, the Christian Rodriguez fight, he didn't really derail a hype train, but they threw him that Rosas Jr. and the kid's 18 years old, easily the youngest fighter in the UFC. And man, Rodriguez looked so mean. And I've watched all of Simon's fights in the UFC, and I'm just not impressed. I'm not buying it with this kid. Rodriguez is gonna be the bigger fighter. The way he bullied Rosas, and Rosas is a ground guy, and Simon's a big time wrestler, and I don't see him getting his takedowns off on Rodriguez like he would like. And for that matter, I'm taking Christian Rodriguez, even though Cameron Simon doesn't have a loss. I'm taking him to get his first loss via a very close decision. And I'm taking Christian Rodriguez by decision here.
All right, so a possible 2 big points for Joe. Okay. Bill, what say you on this fight?
We are actually going to disagree on this one. I actually like Cameron Simon on this. Joe brings up very good points. That's the problem with fight nights. Some of these guys are early in their career, so they haven't really shown a whole lot for us to judge on them. Christian Rodriguez did look mean against Rosas. I think Rosas also just needed that fight. Like Joe said, Rosas is going to be an absolute monster 4 years from now. He's only 18.
We'll make him 22 in 4 years.
He's not even done growing yet when you're 18. But Cameron Simon, what's selling it for me is Cameron Simon's got one of the best training partners in the world in Duplessis. He's fighting out of Duplessis' gym, Duplessis' camp. They're going to help get him ready for the further fights as he goes on. And he's finished 2 of his last 3 fights in TKOs, so I like that about him. Do I think Chris Rodriguez is the better ground guy? 100%. I think if he stays standing, Simon's got this one. So I'm going to go with Cameron Simon with the TKO, late second, early third round.
Very nice. Very nice.
All
right. On to the next one. We got a middleweight fight, and we got Petrosky, which just looks like the only 2 men on the card. All right, we got Petrosky at 10-2 versus Pereira at 28-11. Now, I was doing a lot of research on this one, and I broke it down to, I don't know if you guys ever have seen the sausage strike. All right, so it's by country, and it's delivered a little differently. So we got the Polish sausage versus the Portuguese sausage. And those of you who are sausage experts know that the Polish sausage is a little tougher to bite through. So I'm going to go Petrosky, all right, by sausage strike in the second round KO. Bill, let's stay with you. What do you got?
Hey, this is actually going to be a pretty good fight. However, I'm actually going with Mike Pereira on this one. Petrosky is on a tear, but he's on a tear against kind of trash fighters. He went the distance with Wellington Thurman, who is just a dumpster. Pereira is also on a pretty big win streak against quality fighters. So don't let that, his 28-11 record really fool you. Because if you look at his last couple of wins are Ponzinibbio and Andre Fiallo, Nico Price, Kalen Williams. And
yeah, he's 5-0 5.
Yeah, he's on a tear.
One of those losses is a DQ to Diego Sanchez, which Diego Sanchez the next day was praying his rosary beads because
for that illegal knee
killed him.
So I actually like Mike Pereira on this one to win by decision. He's fought the better fighters, and he's drug a lot of those better fighters to unanimous decision wins. And I think I think this is another one of those fights where Petroski needs a fight like this to show him where he needs to be, but he's just not there yet. So I'm going to go with Mike Pereira on this one with a unanimous decision.
Very nice, very nice. All right, Joe, what say you?
Yeah, I think just with Pereira's movement, Petroski looks very basic. He's super fucking powerful, man. He's even stronger than he looks. Really explosive when he does like his blast double leg and everything else. But with the way Pereira moves, it's a lot, reminds me a lot of Johnny Walker, where it looks really awkward, then all of a sudden he pushes off the cage and throws a knee that's 9 feet in the air. I see it going down this way, and I'm just gonna go with my gut. But I think Petroski gets caught on the way in with a knee in the third round after getting really frustrated with getting pointed out in the first two, and shoots in, catches a knee, and I'm gonna say Pereira by third round TKO.
Very nice, very nice. All right, let's get to the third fight, and we got a bantamweight fight, and it's Martinez at 18-4 versus Yanez at 16-4. All right, now, again, I take a really close look at the pictures. And if you look at Jonathan, all right, Martinez, it looks like he's constipated. All right, it looks like he's trying to poop. All right, so I'm going to go with Adrian Yanez, all right, with a colon shot, just trying to help the guy out, but it knocks him down because poop's coming out. All right, Joe, do you see Yanez with colon shot here?
No. I've been on Jonathan Martinez since probably a couple weeks after Bill placed the first bet with us. I've loved watching this kid's career. He's 5-0 in his last 5, and he's tore through some bad dudes. And yes, he beat Cub Swanson, but he didn't just beat Cub Swanson. He TKO'd him and ragdolled him, and that's a statement. Because if there's one thing Cub Swanson has over 99% of the guys that have fought in this weight class, it is his toughness. And to finish him, that's a huge deal. But after that, he goes and wins a unanimous decision over Said Nurmagomedov. And then Yanez goes out there against Rob Font, and damn near everybody, 75% of the world had Yanez picked to win that fight. And he gets in there with a guy who's grizzled and who's tough. And Martinez has that Mexican dog in him. He's going to make you fight. And I don't trust Yanez after seeing his chin get checked by Rob Font. So I think Martinez blasts his lead leg to pieces and gets him out of there somewhere in the third round. I'm going to say Jonathan Martinez by submission in the third round.
Very nice. Martinez by sub. All right. Sergeant Hulka, what say you?
I have Martinez as well. But been a big fan of him, just like Joe. I mean, Martinez is just an absolute dog. And like you said, Cub Swanson is known as just a tough dude. So to take him out with leg kicks is impressive. And Martinez did just that. He just smashed Cub Swanson's leg.
Yeah, he couldn't stand.
And Martinez has fought the best of this weight class and won some top 10 contenders. And like Joe said, the way Yanez got slept by Rob Font in the first round of his last fight, he lost a lot of points with me on that one. I was going to go with the unanimous decision on this one, but Joe might be right. I'm going to go with Joe on this one. I'm going to go with the TKO in the third round.
Yeah, I just don't trust Yanez's chin.
No.
Not after
don't be surprised if this goes to a decision. Now, I don't think this is going to be an early fight. So if you want to pick the over on this one, I also think that's a safe bet. A little bit risky, though, because like we just said, every now and then, Yanez just gets snuffed by a punch in that first round. But I think Martinez is going to play it safe on this one. I think he's just going to start smoking that lead leg for a first round or two, and then really go in for the kill. But I got Jonathan Martinez, third round TKO.
Very nice, very nice. All right. Now, before we get to the co-main event, all right, remember, go to 10thmountainwhiskey.com. I think they just got a new distributor. So put in the code VTT, get yourself a discount. They got great bourbon, whiskey, cordial, vodka, and all that great stuff. So go to 10thmountainwhiskey.com. put in the code VTT. And then again, go to that QR code and go buy our shirts. All right. We have a lot of shirts. Everything's 100% better known and fulfilled in America. So just go make it happen for us, would you? We just released our new veteran Trash Talk shirt. Pretty cool one. It's on my page, the Big Earl, and on the main one. So go do that. All right. Now we're into the point system. All right, where the lead is 5-3 to 1. All right, well, technically 2 because I got her a point last week, but we'll see. But Bill, this is his fight to call, and it's a flyweight, and you got Jennifer Maia versus Vivian Araujo.
That's right.
Araujo coming in at 11-5, and Maia coming in at 21-9-1. All right, Bill, break this one down for us.
Joe will agree. This is a super easy fight to pick. I think this is your softball for me after last week. For the bettors out there, pick the over on this one. For the love of God, pick the over on this one.
Yep.
Vivian has gone to decision since 2019. And I think that's 8 fights. And Maya has gone to decision since 2020, to include with Valentina Shevchenko.
Yep.
And I think that's 7 or 8 fights as well.
The last 10 fights for these two have gone 10 decisions.
Yes. With that, if you want to pick a winner on this one, it's going to be Jennifer Maia. If you look at both their rosters, Jennifer Maia has fought the who's who in this weight class, and she's taken them all the distance. Is this going to be an exciting fight? Hell no. This is that fight. Go on a beer run, start the grill, finish whatever you're grilling. Don't bother watching this fight. It's going to be long, boring, and it's going to decision, I guarantee you. But purely based off of who they've fought and how they looked against those people. And, hats off to Jennifer Maia. You took Valentina Shevchenko the distance. You've taken, let's look at her last 10 fights. She won her last 2, so good on her. But she's fought Manon Farrow, who's got hands to decision. Caitlin Chukagian, decision. Shevchenko, Joanne. And the last one that was the first round was 2020. She submitted Joanne Wood with an armbar. But she's fought power hitters of this weight class and taken them all to decision. So pick Jennifer Maia by decision in this one. I think it's a super safe bet. It's also one of my locks. Jennifer Maia by decision. And if you don't trust me on that one, take the over. I promise you this is going to distance. So Jennifer Maia decision.
All right. So, Joe, what do you see in this one?
Yeah. No, I agree. You got Jennifer Maia, who, just to look at her, you think, she's probably pretty good looking in her heyday. She's actually the younger fighter out of these two. Vivian Araujo is 36. And I always judge which female fighter is tougher to finish based on the space between their knees and the bottom of their tank top. And if you look at Jennifer Maia, there's a lot of mass in that area. Okay. She's also much more active in her striking, and she comes out of the shooter box camp. And I know that sounds funny what I said, but I'm not kidding around. Vivian Araujo is a toothpick. And Jennifer Maia she's got tank ass. She's big in the middle. And which leads me to believe 2 things. She's hard to take down, and when she plants her lead foot, her right hand hurts. And she's very active with that. And I just don't think Vivian Araujo's striking is up to par to even match Maia point for point. I think it's a very easy pick. And I think if you're looking to make money on Vegas's back, this is the closest to even money lock that we'll see in a while.
Very nice. And sticking with Joe for the main event. And this is where he gets to do his points. And we got a featherweight fight. And again, featherweight, great. All right. And you got Youssef at 13-2 versus Barboza coming in at 23-11. All right. Trigger Joe, what do you see in this one?
All right. We're going to have a little surprise here. How about a little surprise? I was thinking Simon for my DraftKings sleeper, but I'm not. Looking at these two when it comes to the weigh-ins and knowing that Sadiq Youssef has been off for a year and he had a spinal cord injury that required surgery, he's not a strong finisher. He's got to get in a foam box to hurt you, which means he's got to get close enough to strike with Barbosa. Barbosa just knocked out Billy Q.
With
I
a
honestly
nasty
I might pick Billy Q to win a split decision against Sadiq Youssef. Maybe not. But I think they're about the same fighter.
Maybe.
And I don't think Edson Barbosa is going anywhere. And when you see these two get in the octagon, you're going to see the size advantage for Barbosa is real. Once again, typical Brazilian, 37 years old, still looks like skin painted on muscle. I just don't like Youssef's chances. And Arnold Allen was wobbling him in that loss. I've seen him do the chicken dance a couple of times in fights that he's won. If he does that with Barbosa, he's not going to survive. And this was supposed to be a 3-rounder. The UFC couldn't find 2 main eventers to go 5 rounds, so now it's going 5. So who's more prepared to go 5 rounds? Once again, like Bill said about Pereira, don't let the record fool you. Don't let the losses fool you. Edson Barbosa has fought everyone. He is never not dangerous. Bryce Mitchell is a different level of grappler than Sadiq Youssef, so I'm not so worried about that. I'm going to take Edson Barbosa to get this one done on the feet and find an opening in the 3rd round. And he's going to be my DraftKings sleeper. So I'm going Barbosa by 3rd round TKO. And it might cost me with getting a goose egg, and Youssef might wrestle him to death for 5 rounds. But I'm taking Edson Barbosa to get it done and find an opening on the feet. 3rd round TKO.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, Bill, what say you on the main event?
Slightly different, but not much. So, Joe, it's not a surprise to me. I'm with you on Edson Barbosa.
I like this guy over here, Nick. That's why I like him.
But I'm actually going a little earlier of a win. I think he's going to get him in the 2nd round. Barbosa's explosive, and he has power. And where Joe was talking about, don't let his losses fool you, let's go over since 2017, Barbosa's losses. Khabib, Gaethje, Felder, Ige, and Giga Chikadze. All insanely high-level dudes. One, arguably the GOAT.
And much more powerful strikers than Sadiq Youssef.
And Edson Barbosa has slept people. If you watch our intro, you watch him eat him with a spinning kick to the temple. Barbosa's nasty. And the way he absolutely ended his last fight with that knee lets me know he's still in it. He's still in it to win it and still thinks he has a chance. And like Joe said, Youssef hasn't fought in a while. He had some surgeries, and now he's going in there with a guy who's an absolute animal in the UFC. And he's not whether it's 3 rounds. If you ask him to fight a 10-rounder, Barbosa's doing it. And he's not even going to second guess it. And he's ready to do it. So I got Barbosa ending it in the 2nd round. I think he's going to get his timing down. I think Youssef's going to try some takedowns. Barbosa's going to get his timing down, and he's going to land a vicious knee that's going to wobble Youssef. Like Joe said, if you watch that fight that Youssef did, he got wobbled a couple times, but somehow survived it. Barbosa, you're not just going to get wobbled. You're going to get put in the shadow realm. So I got Barbosa landing a knee after he times these shoots. So I got Barbosa 2nd round TKO.
And I think it's relevant that Barbosa's training out of American Top Team for this fight. And I know he's been with them for a minute, but you can't get
and like Davey just said in the chat, Barbosa attacks the sides like a wolf, and he's right. Barbosa is an animal. Absolute animal. And I don't think Youssef's fought a guy like that yet.
Damien, that's brilliant because if he gets that body kick going, Barbosa's got a kick that if he lands it between your knee and your armpit,
it's like a baseball bat hitting me. Yeah. It's like
72-mile-an-hour
Yeah,
baseball.
you know what? I'm gonna let Damien have this one. All right, there you go, buddy. All right, there you go. But then we got Cliff checking in from Manassas, Virginia.
Manassas.
Yeah, we were just talking about you and how it's always a big flex when the power goes out in your neighborhood. hey, thanks for tuning in. But all right, let's get to the best part of the show. What's up?
Hey, Cliff, I actually showed your book in human services class when we touched on PTSD, and everybody was so super impressed. So fucking proud of you, dude. I really am.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome. We got to hang out in DC at AUSA together. He was on Reese Across America Radio, doing that there, and we had a few bourbons together. It was
Glad you're on our team, buddy.
Yeah, for shizzle. But all right, let's get to the best part of the show, which is the locks, the parlays, and the DraftKings sleeper. Let's stay with the big toe. All right, and there you go. We just put it up on the screen there. That's our new shirt. So we got a red one for the Remember Everybody Deployed, and it also comes in black. So go ahead and get that one as the veteran T-shirt. It's an awesome one. So seriously, go get it. Let's stay with Sergeant Hulka here. Give us your locks, your DraftKings sleeper, and your parlay.
Okay, my DraftKings sleeper we just talked about, Edson Barboza. I forgot. Let me give you a real quick here. His last odds that I got here, he was a plus 140, which isn't much of an underdog. But I got Barboza all day.
It's a great parlay piece to end your night, though.
It really is. So to go with my parlays, my locks are Maya. And if you don't trust that lock, take the over on that fight. Like I said, and like you heard Joe and I both talk about it, since 2019, both these girls in their last 10 fights have gone distance. It's going to go to the distance. They're not that type of fighter that's going to come in and end somebody in the first round. So Maya for sure is my lock. Maya on the over is like the super lock. And also my other lock is also going to be Martinez. I just like Martinez over Adrian Yanez. And again, DraftKings sleeper is Barboza. So put those three in the parlay. Then I'm going to give you from the undercard, Lisboa and McKinney. McKinney is a super heavy favorite, but take it. It's going to be a longer parlay. And if you want to get a little bit ballsy on this one, take the very first fight of the night. Take Ducati over Ashley Yoder. I like her winning that fight. They're both garbage fighters. Don't get me wrong, but I just like Ducati over Yoder. So Ducati, McKinney, Lisboa, Martinez, Maya, Barboza.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, Trigger Joe, what do you got for your locks, your parlays, and your DraftKings sleeper?
All right. Well, like last week, we offered two DraftKings sleepers, and they both hit. I believe Bill picked. I said Bick, and I almost said Pilled. Bill picked. Who was it? Nate Manass.
Yeah.
Picked Nate Manass to pull off the upset, and he won by TKO. So I'm gonna give you one more DraftKings sleeper, and that is a female fight, Irina Alekseeva. I saw her last fight in the UFC, and I was impressed with just her tenacity and the fact that she's Russian and tougher than a $2 steak. To be a Russian female fighter and make it to the UFC, you know what shit that girl's been put through? She's not going to get broke. She's fighting a big prospect out of England, Melissa Dixon, who has a win over a top contender, but looked very basic in her striking in the one fight that I saw. So take Irina Alekseeva as a DraftKings sleeper, and then Edson Barboza. My locks are Terrence McKinney fighting against Brendan Moreau. Brendan Moreau's last fight that he won was against a guy who was 7-11. I don't know what this New England cartel is talking about, but they really do put their prospects in after making them fight some bullshit. And I've seen that before out of this camp. This guy's nowhere near ready to see a guy like McKinney. Take McKinney by finish, double chance him if you have to, whatever. And then I like Lisboa over this Oliveira that she's fighting. This Oliveira girl is not ready for the UFC at all. It's a different level of competition. Lisboa has already won in the UFC. So McKinney, Lisboa, and I'm gonna go ahead with Bill and say Jennifer Maia as a lock. She's just too vicious for Arahu, and I don't see Arahu having a chance. So my parlay is gonna go like this. I'm taking Emily Ducote. in the first fight over Ashley Yoder. I'm taking Chris Gutierrez over the Chinese fighter they put in short notice. He's got a couple of wins, but he's not on the mid-level that Chris Gutierrez is, and I think Gutierrez wins going away. So it's Ducote, Gutierrez, Terrence McKinney, Lisboa. Then I'm going to go with Jonathan Martinez, Jennifer Maya, and I'm going to go with Edson Barbosa and Sadiq Youssef under the distance.
Interesting. Under on the main card, on the main event.
Yep.
All right. Well, there you have it.
What happens to that chin of Barbosa's, but if he wins it his way, it ain't going to the judges.
Yeah. Right, there you have it, fight fans. Now we get to transition to the man, the legend, myself, the Big Earl, who is the only one who made you money last week. All right. So let's just keep that in mind there, Sergeant Hoka. And Joe with your locks that went to poop. All right.
Don't make me answer.
Bobby fucking Green. I think Bobby Green's cost me about $3,000 in my life. So
that's probably about right. Yeah. Fucking asshole.
Let's go to the NFL, which I would have locked Thursday night, and I would have been sweating my butt off when Denver got the ball with like a minute and a half left, down by 2 scores. I go, here comes the garbage time cover.
Hey FanDuel, thanks for paying my energy bill because I hit myself a nice 5-legger last night.
Nice, but yeah, let's get after the NFL. What do you say, Joe?
All right, yeah, no, let's get into it. We got Baltimore going up against Tennessee, and Nick, where are they playing?
They are not playing in the United States.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's 9:30 a.m. on Sunday. So
yeah, I think is this one of the games that's in Germany? I'm not sure. It's I know they're trying Germany this year as well as London. So
yeah, that's what it looks like. But after last week, they got Tennessee a 4.5-point favorite with an over/under of 42.
Are you sure they're a favorite?
No, I'm sorry. Plus, I'm blind. If that's the case, I like Tennessee. Yeah, plus 1.5.
Yeah. I mean, I would like Tennessee in Tennessee, but again, this travel shit, just like I called last week, guys. I'm like, watch the Bills lose because Jacksonville spent 2 weeks in Europe and didn't have to travel, right? So like Buffalo gets over there and lays a big friggin' egg, right? But both of these guys are going over there. I like Baltimore here. I'm not going to gamble on it. Maybe I'll put it like an 18 parlay with money line, but that's about it.
All right, we got Carolina going into Miami for what should be your first lock of the week. Miami is a 14-point favorite with a 47.5 over/under.
And you are spot on, right? That is lock of the first lock right there. And again, anytime that you see, I don't know what we got going on the screen back there, muffin fingers. You just keep screwing it up.
Muffining things.
Yeah, you're muffing it up. All right. Is that? Oh, it's up there somewhere.
You ever muffed a punch? You're muffing.
Yeah, we really got. I mean, seeing as this is the only show, this is the only part of the show that makes money in the last 2 weeks. I think you have a better background. But yeah, I like the Finns here. Anytime that there's an NFL team double digits, they usually cover. All right, because Vegas is like, what can we do to get some action? I don't know, 14. So yeah, I like the Finns here big time.
All right, this is going to be an interesting one here. We got Indy going into Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a 4.5-point favorite after their 2-week stint in London, going 2-0. Nice visit for them with a 44.5 over/under.
Yeah, and here's my first upset of the week. All right, go with the Colts. One for the face man saying hi. Go with the Colts here. One, because of the travel, and 2, because the Colts are actually pretty good.
Yeah, we're mind melting, Dave. That's what we're doing. Yeah. We're mind melting.
The Colts are pretty good. So, we got Lewis. Lewis just chimed on. He's a New Jersey Devils fan. So a little backstory of Lewis is he messaged the page the other day, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to message you." And he's got a New Jersey Devils logo. And on his picture, I said, "That's okay. Nobody likes the fucking Devils, anyways." you know, and so that turned into a nice, you know, little roast there.
Stevens is a pussy. Excuse me.
Yeah. But we ain't talking about hockey, Lewis. None of that shit going on here. But all right, I don't know what just happened here.
No, we got the
just to give you a little update. Just to give you an update on an earlier game, they just said ESPN just said the Panthers are out 6 players against the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, I say it's terrible. Even if they had a bunch of players, like
they're just trying to justify laying those lambs to the slaughter, like they got Detroit and then Miami back to back on the road. All right, we got the Vikings going into your favorite city in America, Chicago. Chicago is a +3 dog at home with a 43.5 over under.
Yeah, so the Bears upset me last week, and then 2 weeks ago they upset me even more. And like I said, everything from Chicago. Every time I pick the Bears to upset, they're up by like 6 to 12 points and then lose. The Bears just absolutely routed Washington last week. Routed them. Like it wasn't even close. But I'm going to go with my second upset pick, and I think the Bears are just going to win this straight up because I don't think Justin Jefferson's playing.
Without Herbert or 3 running backs? They're down 3 running backs.
It don't matter. It don't matter. They bring up 3 practice squad guys. Like I don't think either team's going to score. Maybe bet the under, but like I like the Bears.
I like that bet. I like the under.
I like the Bears, and usually when you take the underdog, you take the under as well. That's usually the rule of thumb. So I'm going to go Bears upset here. Guys, obviously losing their top 3 running backs in the first 2 quarters didn't Washington give a shit either. So like.
All right, this is going to be a good game. A lot better than I thought it would be preseason. We got NO going into Houston to play the young upstart Texans. Texans are a +2 dog at home with a 42.5 over under. And boy, are they looking like they drafted correctly.
I've been picking the Texans to upset everybody all year long, and they've covered in every game. Although this one, I think New Orleans gets the better of them.
Yeah, they look good last week.
Yeah, I think Alvin Kamara is back into game shape a little bit. So, you know, just watch that injury report. But I like the Saints here.
All right, we got Seattle rolling into Cincy. Cincy's a 3-point favorite at home with a 45 over under. I got to go with the upset there.
No, you're going with you're not sold on the Bengals yet. See, I think the Bengals are a little bit back. But the upset's not a bad pick there. I'm not touching this game. This is the game that I'm probably most likely going to watch. I think this is going to be a real good one. So, yeah, not touching it with any money. But if you had to bet, if you put a gun in my head, I'd take the Bengals money.
Yeah. This next game has Master written in front of it because it's a fucking master lock. Okay, we got San Francisco going into Cleveland. Cleveland's only getting 9.5 points. Gee, thanks, guys. With a 36 over under. I like the fucking Niners to cover and the over.
The Niners are going to have the best season ever in the NFL as long as they stay healthy. Right? There's just no. I mean, I could go coach the 49ers right now.
They'll go 11-0 or 12-0 until they see the Seahawks, and if they beat them, they go undefeated.
Like, I could go be the offensive coordinator for the 49ers right now and run an 8-play Techno Bowl script. Right? And it's like, hey, up in A gives it to McCaffrey. Up in B gives it to McCaffrey. Down in A gives it to McCaffrey. Down in B gives it to Debo. Right? Like it.
And up, down, left, right, BA select start means unlimited lives on Contra. But that's neither here nor there.
San Francisco looks real mean this year, though.
They're fucking loaded.
I mean, you can run this is ridiculous. So yeah, definitely lock the 49ers up.
All right, we got Washington.
Kittle's probably pissed off after that $13K fine he just got. So.
I mean, he scored 3 touchdowns last week. He's all right.
Yeah, you're allowed to do what you want. 3 touchdowns. Washington going into Atlanta. I don't like going anywhere near this game. Atlanta's a 2.5-point favorite at home with a 42.5 over under.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
call this one.
And I will be honest, if you would have asked me last Thursday, I would have said the Commanders were a lock against the Bears. So I would have lost that one. I definitely put money on it. Lost
on that Chicago game against with Washington.
Yeah. So I don't know what Washington's doing. I didn't understand their defensive play calling when Fields was ripping them up in the beginning, and I know what they were thinking. They were thinking that their front four, who's all first-round draft picks, all right, was going to beat the horrible Bears offensive line without bringing any pressure.
Yeah, you see what we do is we bring pressure and then we put a spy on Fields. That's cool, man. What's your spy run? A 4.6?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not gonna work. Not gonna work.
And so it was a real. I mean, Jack Del Rio, you suspect. All right, so I gotta go with the Falcons here, but like Joe said, I ain't touching this game.
Yeah, Jack, I don't know if those rainbow.
I wouldn't even put pesos on this game.
Del Rio because he's coached for every team.
Yeah, I wouldn't even, like I said, I wouldn't even put pesos on this game. Not even close.
Yeah. Here's 2 dumpster fires. We got New England going into Las Vegas. Vegas is a 3-point favorite at home with a 41.5 over under.
Vegas coming off the big win against my Packers last week. But yeah, I like the Raiders here. I like Jimmy G in a little revenge game. Our little porn star Jimmy going at New England. The only thing is Jimmy G will make mistakes, and Belichick's a good defensive coach, so I like the under in this game a lot. Like a lot. Yeah. But if you have to bet on a team, I would put money on the Raiders.
All right, we got the Cardinals going into LA to play the Rams. The Rams are a 7-point home favorite with a 48.5 over under.
Yeah, I really like that. I almost locked it up. I will gamble on this game, and I will gamble on Rams to cover, but I'm not gonna lock it.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals have been fighting above their weight class for 2 weeks, and the difference is going to show when they get in there against guys like Aaron Donald and Matt Stafford.
Right.
I mean, I will say something about Matt Stafford. Last week in the Lions game, they kept talking about all these receivers doing well. Calvin Johnson broke these records. So-and-so did this. Then this guy did this. Who was throwing all those guys the ball? Matt Stafford.
Yeah, Matt Stafford. We talked about this.
Underrated quarterbacks of all time.
I think he'll be rated. If he doesn't win another Super Bowl, then he should be in the conversation as
he's a Hall of Famer in my book.
Yeah, for sure. Like I've always loved Matt Stafford, you know that, but God, he was on some bad teams. And so we'll see. And Cooper Kupp coming back, and his snap count was limited last week. It should be up this week, and I like the Rams.
All right, we got my boys. I would lock this one up. Detroit going into Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a 3-point home dog with a 42.5 over under.
Yeah, Joe wants to lock this up, and he ain't gonna like what I'm going to say here, but it's gonna be upset.
You just say that because they're playing in Tampa, and teams play bad in Tampa.
They play terrible in Tampa, fucking terrible. And Tampa's coming off a bye week.
Jared Goff has an IQ of 217.
That's fine. It doesn't have nothing to do with the humidity and the wet ass grass there and shit field they have, which is why their defense is always so good. I mean, it's so hard for me. It's not because it's the Lions, Joe. If it's any team going in there minus like the 49ers, I'm like, yeah, if they're a bye week, nobody plays good down there. So yeah, I like the Bucs here. I'll do a little side wager on that if you want, straight up no spread.
Maybe to cover the 3, but
that's what I say. When I pick my upset, it means they're covering.
Right. There's one thing that great defenses or good defenses on the front 7 can't stand, and that is a team that can run the ball. And like it or not, make the NFL as flashy as you want, Detroit can run the fucking ball. And David Montgomery has found a new home. He's 26, injury-free, and right now, David Montgomery's leading the NFL in damn near every category at running back.
But I will say I will not bet this game in my lock parlay until the injury report comes out, because if Mike Evans doesn't play, I don't think Tampa can even really score. So if Evans plays, I think it's a lot tougher game. But yeah, I mean, I picked the Lions to be a lock too the last 3 weeks, and we're 1 for 1 on them. So which is better?
Aiden Hutchinson has as many picks as all of the 4 guys picked in front of him put together. Just saying, and he's a defensive end.
But I do agree with you. If Lions can establish the running game, I think it's an easy lock. But like I said, the Buccaneers defense is still that Super Bowl defense. Like it's
touche. All right, we got Philly going in to play the Jets. The Jets are a 6.5-point dog with a 41 over under.
Yeah, the reason why is the Eagles are missing 2. Well, the Eagles are missing 2 All-Pros off their defense, so they've already been ruled out. Does that matter? Like, I don't think so. Like, I think I mean,
they went to OT with the Commanders, so
yeah,
everybody's guilty at one point,
right? And then that might have been a game where they did not put their whole package in, and that's why, because they thought they would just roll them. But I know, I think last week the Eagles were they beat the Rams pretty easily at home. I mean, at LA, and I call LA to be an upset. So I like the Phillies here. I like the Philadelphia Eagles in the spirit of the Phillies upsetting Atlanta.
The spirit of the Phillies that just beat the best team in baseball and fucking.
All the top 5 teams in baseball they only won 1 game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The top 5 teams to finish.
Good luck beating the Philadelphia Phillies in a 7-game series. Good fucking luck.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be nasty. But also, I mean, Arizona hasn't lost a game either. They swept the Dodgers. Like, it's holy
Trey
cow.
Turner swinging the bat the way he is. You got to face Harper right behind him. Holy shit! Trey Turner had the game of his life the other night.
Hell yeah, he did. But yeah, I like the Eagles here, and you know what? I'm going to lock them. I'm going to lock
All
them.
right.
I think they win by a touchdown.
Sunday Night Football. We got the New York Giants going into Buffalo. Buffalo is a 15-point favorite with a 44 over/under.
That's the Giants without Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be a spark.
I mean, maybe.
You never know.
They got Nate Sudfeld back there.
There could be some Willie Beeman coming in, and then it's on.
I mean, that's
and then
how Tom Brady came out. You know what I mean? Like,
Saquon's not playing either. But again, this could be another game where the Bills are traveling back from Europe. And do they put a full package in? Not sure if they put a full package in. Might be a little bit closer than 15. So that's why I'm not touching it. But obviously, the Bills should win this game. But I mean, I could just see the Bills running a lot of base coverages and packages and not really getting too exciting.
Yeah, I could see their offense being like pond water and this game being 10-0 at halftime.
Right. But maybe a special teams turnover maybe makes the Bills throw a couple good big plays in there and then whatever.
Yep. All right. Monday Night Football. We got Dallas coming off of that felonious beating they just took. Going in to play the Chargers. The Chargers are a 2-point dog at home with a 51 over/under.
Yeah, let's go ahead and unlock the Eagles. You know, I'm starting to get queasy on that one. Let's unlock the Eagles and lock the boys up on this. All right, I think the boys are going to come back and just absolutely. And here's why: the game's played in LA. If you've ever seen the Chargers play, if it's a popular team against them, it's 60-40 the other team's fans. All right, Dallas will travel there. All right, and the fans it's going to be a home game for Dallas. All right, so I like Dallas here big time.
I like Dallas. I tell you what, I like even better. I like the under.
Yeah, I can see Dallas not letting anybody score.
Their defense holding the Chargers to 14 points total.
Yeah, very true, very true. All right, so my locks are the boys, the Finns, and the Niners. My upset picks are the Bears, all right, and the Bucks, all right, and then the Colts. So those are my 3. So go ahead and get it after it. But yeah, it's
I hope you go 5 for 6 on those picks.
Hey, so do I. But I mean, the Lions cost me my lock parlay like 3 weeks ago, so they can go fuck themselves. And I did put heavy money on the Lions over the Packers. So like I said, I'm definitely not a homer when it comes to betting. But there you have it for that, sports fan. So go ahead, rewind or rewatch us. And remember, go to YouTube, like and subscribe us on YouTube because there's a lot of shows on YouTube as well. Go check those all out. Go to our store, the QR code up there. Chris just put up the Get the Demons Out shirt. That shirt is actually hawked by about 7 other companies that copy us. So remember, if it's not from veterantrashtalk.com, don't get it. All right, so go get that one. And remember, get the demon out. That's the whole point of our show. That's what we do here Friday, Saturday, Cliff on Wednesday. We do these shows so that, we get to have fun with our friends and our battle buddies. But, Veteran Trash Talk is designed to make sure nobody's ever alone. And with social media, that should be extremely easy to do. Speaking of that, our Trash Talk hour tomorrow, we got Sergeant War Dog as our guest. He's a host on Disgruntled Veterans podcast, pretty popular Marine. And seeing as it's the Marine Corps' daddy's birthday today, all right, it's a Navy birthday today. So
happy birthday, Dad.
And so make sure you put happy birthday, Dad, to the Navy. And yeah, so all that good stuff.
And
we will
Len,
see
good
you guys.
work. Good work. You look like an absolute smoke show, and I mean that like a gentleman. Way to be dressed to the nines.
There you go.
I don't know if any of you guys saw our TikTok, but Len spared no expense to come up with the outfit.
Oh yeah,
We'd expect nothing less.
Yeah, Len's a hero of ours. We love you, Len, and good job joining the show with Cliff. But I'll give Bill again the last word. But again, we'll see you. I'll say that afterwards. But Bill, give us your shout outs.
Again, shouting out to GoStarTeenAdventures.org. Please go to their website. It's a great organization that myself and a couple of friends run for. Hopefully, if my foot heals, I'm doing a 50-miler for them in February. GoStarTeenAdventures.org. They bring all of our Gold Star kids together, and they take them on trips throughout the world, throughout the country, camps, and they follow them all the way up through college. Please go there. They've won awards for most amount of money from their organization that goes directly to these kids. Again, you've heard me say it 100 times. Everybody says, RIP till Valhalla on Memorial Day, but everyone forgets about the kids left behind. So please, GoStarTeenAdventures.org.
Nice, and not to just completely take over that again. Joe and I always say it, and can't echo it enough that what that organization does is phenomenal. And old George from Vet Radio Syndicate says, "Hope you guys win your bets."
Thank you, George. The Buckeyes can't run the football, and they're
Buckeyes can't run football.
Just so you know.
I did talk to George on the phone today, and I'm excited to see what he's got coming soon here in the future. They're doing a lot of changes at Veteran Radio Syndicate, but go check them out as well. They got some shows on there and doing a lot of good things. And I think they're going to start like how to actually fight in the octagon. And George had whispered that he might return to the octagon himself. So
he's going to be laying heel hooks.
Yeah, he'll be laying heel hooks. Buckeyes can't cover the spread at Thanksgiving.
I agree.
Yeah, Joe definitely agrees. But man, look at that. A little bit of humble pie for the Buckeyes fans.
George, they're still the best.
Yeah, so if you don't know who Sergeant War Dog is, go check him out on Instagram and on Dysfunctional Veterans page. She'll be on the show tomorrow. Can't wait to share a story. We also got a guest coming on, Rob Chacho, an old Ranger Regiment Sergeant Major. He's going to come on, and this is where we'll talk a little bit about what's going on around the world, and we're going to get into that a little bit. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, 1700 Eastern time. Get your bets in.